My wife filed for divorce right after I inherited my mom's fortune. She thought she hit the jackpot, but my mom outsmarted her. Part 1. Hi everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining us today. We've got a brand new story to share with you, so let's begin. My name is George. When my wife tried to divorce me right after I inherited my late mother's fortune, she thought she was being smart. I had no idea that the woman I built my life with would turn on me the moment I was at my most vulnerable. She assumed she'd walk away with half of the inheritance, but she was wrong, and she was about to find out. I met Michelle 9 years ago. We were in our mid-20s, full of dreams and trying to figure out adulthood one step at a time. Our connection felt natural. The conversations flowed. The chemistry was there, and we both wanted the same things at the time. The first few years together were filled with those small, beautiful moments. I honestly thought I had found someone who would stand beside me no matter what life threw our way. But not everyone shared my excitement. The first time I introduced Michelle to my mom, I could tell she didn't like her that much. My mother wasn't rude or dismissive. In fact, she was as polite as always. But after Michelle left that day, my mom sat me down and said something I've never forgotten. She said, "I know you're in love, George, but time will decide how well this goes." She looked at me like a mother who'd seen enough of the world to spot things her son couldn't. She wasn't accusing Michelle of anything. She made something clear by saying, "I don't hate her, but you're my only child, and I need you to move with your eyes open." That conversation stuck with me, but at the time, I saw it as just a motherly concern. I thought she was being overly protective. I took her advice in part and didn't rush into marriage. Michelle and I dated for a few years before tying the knot. When we finally got married, I thought we were ready. But looking back now, I realized my mother picked up on something that I, in all my infatuation, missed. Even after we got married, the relationship between Michelle and my mom stayed the same, cordial but cold. There was never any blow-up or argument, just distance. My mother remained polite but reserved, the kind of reserve that tells you she's watching everything but won't say more unless she has to. She never tried to interfere in our marriage. She respected my decisions, even if she didn't agree with them, but she never got close to Michelle either. There were no long chats over tea or bonding moments between them. At the time, I told myself that was normal. Not everyone becomes best friends with their in-laws. I figured as long as they weren't hostile, it was fine. The first few years of our marriage were mostly steady. There were the usual ups and downs, learning to live together, adjusting to each other's habits, figuring out how to build a life side by side. We had our arguments like any couple, sure, but nothing major. I had spent years working a steady job in the corporate world. It was safe, but it wasn't fulfilling. I had this itch to create something for myself, to stop trading hours for someone else's dream. So, 2 years into the marriage, I made the jump. I left my job to start my own agency. It wasn't a reckless move because I had done my homework. I saved up. I built a small team. For a while, things were okay. But then one of my employees messed up badly on a major project. This was a complete disaster. We lost not one but 2 of our biggest clients. They pulled out immediately, and the agency's lifeline was cut off. Those 2 clients made up more than half of our revenue, and when they left, it felt like someone yanked the floor from beneath my feet. I tried to stay calm and rebuild. I reached out to potential new clients, updated our pitch deck, and chased every lead I could find, but none of them came close to filling the gap. The agency went into what I can only describe as limp mode. We were still technically running, but without enough income to keep us afloat. Every week, I watched our balance dip lower. Every night, I went to bed knowing the numbers